the heat hits you first as you stand at a Portmore bus stop just before dawn, sweat already beading on your forehead. 5 a.m. and the air is thick with humidity. You glance at your watch, the bus might not arrive for another hour, if at all. Imagine standing for hours after 3 packed buses passed you by, no space, no relief, just a growing exhaustion settling in your bones. Every morning, your commute should be a simple 30-minute journey, but instead, it swallows your entire morning and evening. The weight of defeat presses down as you finally squeeze onto an overflowing bus, barely able to breathe or hold on. You arrive at work already drained, your energy sapped before the day begins, while the city outside carries on oblivious. Anger simmers beneath your calm facade, powerless against a system that feels indifferent to your struggles. Contributors report feeling trapped by geography, long distances, and limited options, locking them in a daily cycle of delays and discomfort. Authorities promise a modern, reliable public transport system connecting all Jamaicans to work, school, and healthcare. Official statements paint a picture of convenience and accessibility, a network designed to serve every Jamaican. The vision is a transport system that operates seamlessly, cutting commute times and easing daily stresses. But many report a different reality: buses arriving late, overcrowded, or not at all during peak hours. One commuter says, "I stood for 2 hours this morning and by the time I got to work I was already exhausted." Another contributor shares that buses often ignore waiting passengers because they are already over capacity. Stories pile up of lost wages, missed appointments, and the stress of unpredictable travel times. Despite promises, the gap between the ideal and reality widens every day you wait under the sun. The system is meant to connect you efficiently, but instead, it leaves many stranded, lost in the commute. Buses run infrequently, maintenance is spotty, and communications about schedules are scarce. A troubling pattern emerges. Commuters report erratic schedules that make planning nearly impossible, turning each journey into a gamble. Shortages of vehicles force providers to stretch what little fleet they have, increasing delays and fatigue for drivers and passengers alike. You're left questioning how a system so crucial can be so fragile, breaking down every day throughout the island. The lack of integration between modes of transport means connections often fail, causing longer waits and missed opportunities. Commuters say poor infrastructure, from roads to bus shelters, worsens delays and discomfort. These systemic inefficiencies form a cycle, feeding daily frustrations that accumulate into exhaustion and defeat. Reports of overloaded buses risking safety are common, as capacity issues force compromises at every turn. That sense of helplessness grows with every missed connection and every skip stop you witness. Deep down, this is not just a transit issue, but a reflection of wider infrastructural neglect and underinvestment. Funding gaps and bureaucratic delays stall progress, leaving the system patchy and unreliable. Without coordinated planning, improvements remain fragmented, failing to meet the needs of daily commuters like you. The complexity of Jamaica's transport challenges requires more than quick fixes, it demands sustained commitment. Contributors highlight that unresolved infrastructure problems perpetuate social and economic inequalities. The daily grind takes a toll on mental health and productivity, draining the very communities the system is supposed to serve. In this light, the public transport failure is a mirror revealing deeper systemic flaws within society. What you experience every day is a symptom of neglect that reaches far beyond city streets and bus stops. The failure to deliver reliable transit traps you in cycles of exhaustion and frustration, eroding hope one trip at a time. Communication breakdowns leave you isolated, making each journey feel like an uphill battle against a system that doesn't listen. Yet every day, you keep trying, because the absence of dependable transport threatens to isolate you from opportunities. This chronic failure to move the people efficiently reflects not individual faults, but systemic shortcomings across the infrastructure. Behind every late bus is a story of inadequate maintenance, insufficient funding, and overlooked communities. From Portmore to Kingston, the reality of daily travel is entangled in a web of operational and infrastructural breakdowns. Each delay you face is a moment of opportunity lost, a small defeat in a larger battle against inefficiency. Ultimately, Jamaica's transport woes expose a fundamental truth about neglected systems and their human cost. In a country that should be united by its journeys, too many remain stranded and disconnected by a system moving too slowly. The chronic failure of Jamaica's public transport system reveals deep infrastructural neglect and systemic inefficiencies. Daily exhaustion and a sense of defeat bind countless commuters, their stories echoing the system's broken promises. You are part of a struggle far bigger than your morning wait, a reflection of a nation's challenge in moving forward. For many, the promise of reliable transport remains just that, a promise unfulfilled and fading in the heat. Still, the need for change presses on, carried by each bus stop conversation and every weary traveler's hope. In a system strained by neglect, waiting becomes a daily ritual, and endurance the commuter's quiet resistance. Picture the journey you deserve, one that connects, supports, and moves you with dignity and care. Until that vision becomes reality, too many remain lost in transit, caught in limbo between hope and fatigue. Your daily battle is a story many share, a testament to resilience amid infrastructural failure. In the end, the journey through Jamaica's broken transport system is a shared passage marked by struggle and the unbroken will to move forward.